right, here we are, the podcast.
We are here.
Here we are, the Behind the Seams podcast.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the Seams.
Clever.
You like that?
You just came up with that?
Yeah, I'm known for my dad jokes. So.
That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Welcome everybody. I'm Jeff. This is Rob.
Hello.
We're the owners of George Courey Inc.
There you go.
George Courey Inc. 115-year-old institutional textile company.
Wow. 115 already.
115.
It flew by.
It's a long time. 115. 4th generation.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
You've been around since the beginning.
Are we the fourth? Is that fourth generation?
Yeah.
Wow.
115 years. Yeah.
Wow,
It's been a long journey, I think, for our company.
115 years is unheard of. How did we do this?
How did we do this?
This is crazy.
I don't know. Well, you have been around since day one,
Well,
so you should know.
You look pretty good for it. Hopefully.
Yeah, you got the grades going on over there. That's okay. I think that it is rare, I think, today, and I get it all the time from people that I talk to, fourth generation. Wow, that's incredible. How do you guys do it? And, I think that it hasn't been easy over the years, for sure. There's been a lot. Sure. I mean, we were just talking the other day. We've been through world wars. We've been through recessions, depressions, pandemics, right?
Right.
And that was just in the last 5 years.
That's crazy. This is crazy.
But over the years, I mean, it's been a lot. And I think that, if I'm giving advice to family businesses out there, it's that resilience, it's that dedication to your company. I think that it's something that, we were taught at a very young age, right? Which is, being authentic and being really dedicated to what you do.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's been important, right? It's an important part of our business philosophy today.
Huge.
And it has been for our dad and our grandfather and our great-grandfather before us, right? It's always been part of that. And I think that, today sometimes it feels a little awkward referring to our company as a family business, just because I think that the size of the company has grown so much, but really is still a family business, right?
Absolutely.
In everything that we do.
How 115 years, how did we do that? I mean, we must have, where does it come from? Like, it's in our DNA, I know, but it's incredible. I mean, 115 years it's incredible. I don't know. I don't know many people that can do that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, I think that, obviously the company has changed a lot over the years, right? So I think that, over the years we've been in different things like carpeting and different kinds of textiles over the years, fabric, et cetera. But I think, more recently in the last 30, 40 years or so, we've really found our niche, and that is in the institutional industries. As you know, we service many different industries: hospitality, healthcare, different institutional clients, commercial, et cetera, surgical. And so I think that today, we've really found our groove and found our footing in the marketplace. And I think that's been important, right? It's just, making sure that leadership as well as all the employees kind of know where we're going, steering that ship all in the right and the same direction. So I think that's a big part of it. But, it's culture. And of course, Morella, our director of people and culture, will love that we're talking about this. But it is a very important part of being at George Courey. The life of George Courey is the corporate culture that we have. And I think it's one that's based on dedication. It's this hustle culture.
I love that.
It's this, and not hustle in the sense that we hustle our clients and we like to hustle people. No, it's the sense that we really care.
We move.
And we put in the extra mile, right?
Absolutely.
And that, I think, is the difference between, the second generation, third generation, or fourth generation. It's having that drive, having that passion for what you do, right?
So true.
And you have to have the competitive spirit as well. I think that we have excellent competitors in our space. There's a lot of really good companies, some that have also lengthy histories.
Yes.
And they push, right? We push each other. I think that it's awesome.
It's healthy.
It's healthy, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a big part of what we do, I think.
I think it's great. I mean, it's both Canada and US, right? North America wide. I think we're definitely a presence there. And like you mentioned, you have great competitors, but they keep us on our toes sometimes too. It's always fun. And at the end of the day, healthy competition is always something that's good. And it's
from within. So you're in sales predominantly, right? You do a lot of sales.
I dabble in sales. I dabble in sales. Yes.
From a very early age, right?
Yes.
So from your beginnings. Well, how long have you been with the company, honestly? So full time, let's say.
Since
not including
5
when
years
you're
old.
13 years old.
5 years old. No, I mean, it's been a while. It's been about 19 years approximately. Full time in sales. It's always pretty much been that.
Right.
I've always loved the the customer experience, getting in front of customers, talking about our history, our experience, what we do, what we offer, all that fun stuff. Really being an ambassador to George Courey. That's my favorite thing to do.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a ride.
I remember early on.
Oh God. Oh boy.
So I think you were doing the Ottawa market.
I was doing Ottawa,
and we're obviously in Montreal,
Yes.
and so that's about what, a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
And so you and
Driving
I don't think I was even working full time. Like I was kind of like tagging along for the ride, and we went to Ottawa. And I remember being so nervous for that client meeting because you never want to disappoint a client,
Sure,
right?
sure.
And you want to be in front of the client. You want to have have that.
You're nervous like that in front of the client. There you go. You see that? Come on now. Come on.
No, but you want them to respect you. I think is what I was saying. You want to be there and hold your own in a meeting, right? And I think we were very young, and so I was very nervous for the meeting. And I remember. Do you remember what song we were playing in the car?
Oh my goodness, I don't. Oh,
Justin Timberlake.
Oh my goodness.
This is really dating.
This goes back now. Oh boy.
But anyways, I remember that was one of my early memories of working in the company that I really cherish. It was fun. It was you and I, two brothers on the road, no idea what we were doing.
That's right. Hope centuries.
I think we had a good. I think we got an order out of it.
Did we get the order? I was gonna say, did you get the order? Okay, that's good.
I think it's a testament to just being kind of thrown into the fire and knowing with good mentors all around us, right? I think we had good people supporting us.
I think that's the key. I mean, the best part about being having such a history like we do is the fact that we had long-standing employees and long-standing reps that were with us, and it definitely helped us to pick their brains and get an understanding of, learning and understanding the past helps us drive the future, right?
Absolutely.
So it's so important to learn from our veterans and all that fun stuff. And it was fun, yeah. So, but those trips are always fun too. Getting out of the office, getting on the road. That's one of the best. As a representative, as someone who goes on and does sales. That is ultimately the best feeling, is to get out there and that little butterfly nervous you're talking about, like every time you walk into a customer, that's honestly, people thrive on. I thrive on that. Like it's amazing. Right. Yeah. So that's something that we look at all the time.
Still get those butterflies
all the time, but I love it all the time. You know what, when that goes away, you guys are looking elsewhere, but I'll tell you, it's always fun because it's the excitement, it's the willingness to want to serve a customer and make sure that their experience with you is the best.
Right.
That long-lasting, idea is what drives forward. It's what it is for me, at least.
Yeah,
so
I think
and we teach that to our reps, by the way. And so we do.
That's what I was going to say. It's very much part of our DNA, right? All the way down. Like I think that we're very big on relationship selling, 100%. Right? Like we're not just there to sell you a towel today. No, we're there to sell you peace of mind long-term for your business, right? Absolutely. So trust us with your towels, trust us with your sheets, your blankets, whatever it is. You don't have to worry about it, And I think that's how we like to sell. And I think that's it goes beyond selling then. It's truly
way beyond selling, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that is what has endured us over the 115 years, right? Because you have so many companies that come and go, and it's all, just, I'm here today, gone tomorrow, order here, order there. It doesn't really matter. But we really do a deep dive into a customer. We really invest ourselves in our customers. And, I think that's what keeps them coming back. I'll be honest with you. So it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they come back?
They on occasion. No, we have a pretty good track record. So I tell you, it's pretty good. Once we get them involved in the George Courey family, I think they're pretty much there for a while. Yeah.
And that's been the same, I think, from the beginning. So, like a bit of the origins of George Courey, right? So I think that, our grandfather started door by door, kind of selling fabric. That's our great
grandfather, I was going to say. Sorry. Come on now.
My apologies to
George
Albert
Courey.
And George.
That's right. George Courey.
Door to door. And I think that's very much what it is today. Very, humble beginnings. And even today, it's sure, I'm the president of the company, you're the executive vice president, but still we meet clients every day. We talk with them. We tell them,
Absolutely.
How can we help you? How can we serve? And that's, I think, resonates right through the business. Right?
Would you believe that when we first started, we were actually delivering goods on horse and buggy? That's how far back it goes. Put that 150 years in perspective. We have an old port of Montreal. If no one's ever been, it's beautiful. I suggest you coming, and of course, come to see us when you come to Montreal. But ultimately, it's beautiful, and it's something that when you actually put in perspective what 115 years means, right? It's crazy.
And now we deliver a little faster.
A little bit faster. a little faster.
It's crazy how far the industry has come. And I mean, obviously we're talking about horse and buggy versus today, but just changing with the times, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's another thing about, the longevity of our business is being adaptable, just being able to, cater to what your clients need, and that's changes over time. It changes today. It feels like it changes week to week, right? With news and things changing so quickly.
Yeah,
but when you take a step back and look at it from decade to decade, so much has changed. Today, it's all about distribution. It's all about inventory. It's all about having the right stuff at the right time in the right place for your clients, right? Which was the same with the horse and buggy. It's a little bit different.
Pace, right? That's right. That's right. And that holds true to our customers and holds true to our suppliers, right? So I know on your end, you're more on the operation, supply, purchasing side of things. How is that in the beginnings, and how does that sentiment also transpire into our suppliers?
Yeah, I mean, it's this is why for what we do, and I think in our industry, the supply chain is so important, right? It's so important, which is why I spend a lot of time cultivating our supply chain, making sure we have the right partners in place, because I think that's what our customers ultimately need. Is confidence in a supply chain with the textile vendor that they choose. And so some of our suppliers, we talk about the longevity of our business. So we've been dealing with them for multiple decades, right? Yeah. Same suppliers, 40 sometimes the same SKU, right?
That's right. That's right.
And that's right. And and I think that's kind of what gives me peace of mind to take on new projects, to grow the business, et cetera, is knowing that we have a really good, strong, resilient, adaptive supply chain. And I think that's very, very important in our industry. And we manufacture products all around the world, right?
Yeah.
You know this, from Pakistan to Bangladesh to India to Cambodia, et cetera. It's really a global supply chain.
Absolutely.
And that's not unique to George Courey. That is typical everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think that having the confidence in the same suppliers year over year and decade over decade truly is an advantage there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So the fact that we're starting this George Courey behind the scenes podcast, what should we expect from these segments, this podcast? What do we want to get out of this? What do our customers, our trusted friends, what do we want to show people? What is the reason?
I think that I think really when it comes down to it is our industry is a mature industry, right? It's a mature industry. Towels, sheets have been around forever, and they will be around forever, right?
Absolutely.
But as an industry, we also need to kind of bring it to the next level. And I think that what our industry needs, what the market needs, is more interaction, more transparency, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that at the end of the day, we're doing behind the seams.
Yes, seams. I like it.
Because
keep plugging behind the scenes.
Because we believe in transparency.
Yes.
We believe in everything that we do transparency. And so I think that there's been a little bit of a shadow around, supplier versus customer relationship. And we're kind of like opening that curtain. And,
absolutely,
here's a little glimpse into our world. And I think that if customers understand kind of what we go through on a day-to-day, it'll help them in their businesses better anticipate things, anticipate changes, anticipate what's coming next. And so I think that's what this is about. And it's about having a new medium for the industry to grow together, right? And I think that this is what it is. And so the idea here, right, is we're going to have internal George Courey, look at behind the seams, George Courey,
behind the seams,
but also bring some customers in, bring some suppliers in, and kind of get a full, well-rounded view as to what we do day to day. And I think that that's going to be healthy for everyone in the industry, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. I think the industry-related news is super important as well. It's not only from our perspective, but the guests that we're going to be having on as we line this up is going to be super insightful, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. So that's always something that we're looking forward to doing. I mean, listen, it's ever-changing industry. It is a little bit older, obviously, like you mentioned. And I think our fresh perspective, being young guys, young owners of company, I think,
that's for sure.
Unbelievable. And I think it's going to really bring light to a lot of the issues and in a positive way, and keep people informed, which I think is going to be great. So a lot of really good stuff coming down the pipeline for behind the scenes. We'll see you on the next show.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
Take care.